How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview. Aston Villa against Arsenal. And yeah, this fixture kind of gives me nightmares when you think about the games last season. And I suppose you could ultimately say it's what cost us the title. Especially the game at the Emirates. But we need to remember we also lost at Villa Park. So Aston Villa took 6 points from us last season. And of course, they are managed by Unai Emery. Now, I've seen a lot over the last week in terms of debates about Unai Emery and Mikel Arteta. Listen, I'm not even going to get into that. That's another discussion for another day and another topic and everything else. But yeah, it's a big game. It's an opportunity to lay down a marker. It's an opportunity to eradicate some of those memories from last season. The one thing I will say about us as a team is that whenever we have a setback, we seem to respond, whether that's an individual game or, a season in total in terms of what you learn. When we missed out on the top four, we came back a completely different team and we learnt from that and we should have won the title. What let us down then was the running, not being able to handle it. Then you go to the following season, which was last season, and we were excellent in the running, bar the Aston Villa game. When you look at our form from the start of January, it was just insane. Any other league in the world, you win the title with that kind of form. But we ended up coming up against Man City, who are just absolute freaks. But yeah, it's that opportunity. It's a big game. And, Aston Villa, first time out away to West Ham. They got themselves a good win in that one. I feel for large parts of the first half, they looked really good. They were really comfortable. Gave away a penalty. Debates over whether it was or was not. And then in the second half, they were able to, go and get the 3 points that I feel their overall performance deserved. Of course, you've got Emi Martinez in goal. The connection with Arsenal, and he doesn't obviously stop talking about us. You got the likes of McGinn and Leon Bailey. Normally gives us problems. The likes of Ollie Watkins obviously had an unbelievable season last year and can cause us a lot of problems. Morgan Rogers is a very interesting one. Plays in, the forward line, but likes to drop into that kind of number 10 position. Likes to get the ball in the spaces and drive at you. And that may be a little bit of a concern with me with Thomas Partey. It's going to be interesting what Mikel does with the lineup. I'm kind of debating it and as to what we're going to do. But yeah, they do have some very, very dangerous players. And like I said, Morgan Rogers is one in particular that I'm looking at. And I know it's very easy to sit and look at the likes of your Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey, etc., and think that they're the danger men, and they are. But this is a player that I'm just very wary of, because when you look at him and how he plays, yeah, he does like to drop in those spaces and can cause us problems. And of course, you've got the likes of Duran as well. Came off the bench and scored against West Ham. Very dangerous player. Could have ended up at West Ham, actually, and it's quite ironic that he was in a different claret and blue. So they got dangerous players. They're a good team, very good team. So I'm looking forward to it. And listen, we've got to lay down a marker. You have to play everybody twice, we know that. But this is the start of 3 very, very tough opening 3 games. When you look at our next 2 away games, Man City and Spurs, I don't think you could have picked another 3 tougher away games. Maybe put Liverpool in there, would have been even tougher. But you get what I'm saying. It's ridiculously tough. But like I said, let's try and exercise those demons from last season, and let's try and get those 3 points. And team lineup, this is what I am going to go with. In goal, David Raya, very, very straightforward, very simple. Right back, Ben White, again, very straightforward and very simple. Right centre back, William Saliba, very straightforward as well. Left centre back, Gabriel, takes care of itself. Left back, I do feel there will be a change here. Jurriën Timber, I feel, will play this game. Maybe to combat the likes of Leon Bailey. I just feel that Zinchenko offers us a lot, but in certain games, not so much. So for me, Jurriën Timber will start this game. Now, in front of the back four, again, this is where I'm having a bit of a debate. And I'm starting to ask a few questions. And I know it might surprise a few people, but I have logic behind my thought process. And I'm going to go with Declan Rice. I feel that he can help and combat the likes of Morgan Rogers. You've got to remember, they got the likes of Onana that's signed there now. I just feel that his legs and his ability to intercept is going to be key. So that's what I'm going with. On the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka, very, very straightforward. Need another big performance like we got in the first game against Wolves. Alongside him, Martin Odegaard, again, another straightforward decision. Now, in that number 8 role, what will we go with? I actually feel that Mikel Arteta will go with Kai Havertz. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit there and go, oh no, Kai Havertz in the 8 role. And listen, we've done it in pre-season and we actually looked really good. I think it was Leverkusen that we actually played him in that role. And because there's such fluidity, we were able to, adapt and do what we needed to do. If you remember the games against Villa last season, and I know some people will sit there and say, but when we played Kai Havertz in this role, it's what lost us the game. And no, it wasn't. Playing Kai Havertz in this role against Aston Villa did not lose us the game. If you think of both games, and in particular at the Emirates, the game should have been over by half time. Okay, Kai Havertz was very, very good at making those deep lying runs and creating so many problems, but it was everybody around him that couldn't finish their dinner. So nobody would have been talking about Havertz playing in that 8 role if we could actually finish our chances. You think of the one for Trossard in particular. So yeah, I'm going to go with Kai Havertz, and I don't feel it's an issue. And there's logic behind it as I'm trying to explain to you. On the left-hand side, I feel that he will stick with Martinelli, as pace against the likes of Matty Cash could be an issue. He actually did come off in the last game, but I've not heard whether he's got a long-term problem, he's going to miss the game, etc. But I feel that, yeah, Martinelli's pace is going to be very key to this game. And then up front, as the main striker, Gabriel Jesus. And like I said, there's a lot of fluidity to the way that they play. Jesus predominantly does like to drop. Havertz can overlap. Like I said, it's not static. So I feel that with what we've got and the capabilities we have, it's more than enough to cause a lot of problems and get the 3 points at Villa Park. So that's my reasoning behind it. I feel that Villa do have problems or can cause us problems in certain areas, which is why I've gone with the lineup that we have. And listen, we have a squad for a reason. We have quality players that are sitting on the bench for a reason, to be used in certain situations. And I feel this is one of those situations that may well need that. So listen, there we go. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that lineup. Do you agree, disagree? What would you go with? If you're new around here, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. And yeah, you smash a like on the video. And I will see you lot very soon. I'm out of here.